Welcome all to another special edition of RGN, where we reveal the results of the 2023 C64 Gamers' Choice Award. This is the 6th running of the award, and this year it is once again determined by a closed voting panel made up of proactive supporters of the current day's C64 gaming scene. Thank you so much to all the voting panellists that accepted my invitation to be part of this year's award selection process. A full breakdown of the voting results can be viewed over at retrogamer.com. Let's start rolling with the top 10 finishes. I've never played Plants vs Zombies before, but I do enjoy tower defense games, and Veggie vs the Undead tick many boxes for me personally. As with any good tower defense game, every level within Veggies vs Undead seems to introduce something new to the gameplay. I love the little animations on the plants and veggies and enjoyed the sick music track. An excellent conversion of Plants vs Zombies. Deathblood Dungeon of Doom is an arcade platform game that sees you take on the role of an explorer who has found themselves trapped deep in a dark dungeon full of evil creatures, deadly traps and rising flood waters. Deathblood is a somewhat divisive game, with some citing it to be a bit slow and clunky to play. The game offers the choice of 2 different characters to play, with the female Amazon character being far more enjoyable to control due to her being far more nimble. Deathblood offers a number of good twists to the platform gaming genre that makes it really stand out in today's C64 gaming era and deserves its spot in the top 10. Zoomer on the C64? Well, that's what you get with Balls Like a Frog. A super strong conversion that includes a mouse and paddle controller support and 2 different game modes. Balls Like a Frog is a strong puzzle game that can get highly addictive, especially when the balls start moving faster. Fans of the genre simply love Balls Like a Frog, and it's a worthy addition to the C64's ever-growing games library. Ooze is a well-executed platform style of game that does look quite nice with its high-res graphics. It is not an overly large or difficult game, making it quite accessible to most players. As there is no countdown in the game, you can spend a bit of time sussing out each screen before you start to make your move. It initially takes a little time to get used to flipping the gravity mechanism, but after this, moving Ooze about is quite fun. The sequel to Briley Witch Chronicles delivers more of the same, and while some may consider the game to be more of a DLC, Briley Witch Chronicles 2 is a worthy title on its own right, with a well-crafted game world and high production values. Briley 2 perhaps doesn't hit the high levels of the first game due to the story narrative being less relatable to today's typical C64 gamer, and the dialogue text would benefit greatly from a bit of editing down. Providing close to 20 hours of gameplay, fans of the JRPG genre have plenty to sink their teeth into with Briley Witch Chronicles 2, with multiple story branches and a whole lot of grinding combat, exploration and potion mixing on offer. Rocky Memphis made a strong return to the Commodore 64 with a fun, casual-paced puzzle platformer, RGN Co. Borrowing the game design from Datasoft's Goonies, RGN Co is a perfect example of Icon 64's ability to produce high-quality modern-day adaptations of classic titles. RGN Co ends up being superior to its inspiration title with its use of current-day production values, the inclusion of 1 additional character to control, and well thought-out and generally accessible puzzle designs. The graphics are detailed and vibrant and really pop off the screen. The Sid music soundtrack from Soulcross, while somewhat reminiscent of his previous work, is a perfect fit for the game and does so much to enhance the overall experience. Sarah Jane Avery's Zeta Wing 2 is undoubtedly a high-class vertical shooter for the Commodore 64. The fact that the game failed to finish inside the top 3 is a testament to the quality of the games on offer during 2023. Yes, Zeta Wing 2 is just an incremental improvement upon the original, but this in no way should discount the game in any way. With its strong arcade-type look and the delicious serving of multi-layer parallax scrolling, Zeta Wing 2 is a real blast to play with its gradual build-up of weapon firepower, multitude of enemy waves, and multi-phase boss battles. The best one-on-one fighting combat game on the C64? Well, those of you who are nostalgic about IK Plus might disagree, but SNK vs Capcom is undeniably a top-class fighter that delivers so much. The game is able to cram in so many different moves for each character, and the on-screen action is fast-paced and responsive, all while being wrapped around impressive production values. The chibi-style fighting graphics, along with the gorgeous backdrops with their touches of animation, really pop off the screen. SNK vs Capcom pulled me in and had me playing over and over again with its simple to play but difficult to master game mechanic. The runner-up in this year's award is my personal favourite, Lester by Knife Grinder. On a kilobyte by kilobyte basis, Lester is one of the most impressive titles to have been released in the modern era. Looking more like something that comes from a game console platform with its gorgeous, bright and vibrant graphics, Lester provides a wonderful 8-bit Metroidvania style of gameplay. While the game only contains about 60 screens and the gameplay itself is somewhat simple, what is on offer is executed very well and is so easy to get into, with some modern day gaming principles being applied to make it highly accessible. A fantastic release. And taking out the first spot is A Pig Quest by the Piggy 18 team. An epic tale of a young, innocent pig with an uncanny penchant to kill is lovingly brought together with wonderful picks up from Morissette, a sublime Sid music soundtrack from the Chiamo brothers, and a super tight coding skills from Antonio Savona. The non-linear nature of the game design, along with its puzzle elements, are effective in making a Pig Quest feel larger than it actually is and provides a good immersive experience, as the sense of satisfaction you get when you work out the various puzzles within the game is high. The game is so well thought out across its 5 stages, with each one feeling distinct from each other and providing a satisfying sense of progression gameplay. Despite containing some outdated game design principles making the game harder than it needs to be, A Pig Quest is one of those watershed moments in C64 gaming that needs to be experienced. It is original content like A Pig Quest that deserves our attention, and the Piggy 18 team should be applauded for the time and passion they've put into the project. Congratulations to the Piggy 18 team for taking out this year's Gamers' Choice Award with A Pig Quest. A job well done.